at this face. Does this face look like I'm happy to be talking about this list? These are the top 5 games I hate the most in 2019. Just talk about it already. Honestly, before I even get started, I feel like there should be a couple of honorable mentions. I haven't obviously played every game this year. Money has been super tight. Obviously, with each year, I hope to be able to play more and more and be able to do more and more. I obviously want to make this a full-time thing if I ever get an opportunity. But honorable mentions include games like Crackdown 3, which I reviewed, and I might even link it down below if you want to check it out. I feel like that was one of my funny reviews. Other games include too, like, what was that? Left Alive? I think it was something about Left Alive or whatever. That game was really bad. And honestly, it probably belongs on the list. But the games that I'm putting on the list, those are ones that I feel like were more egregious than these 2 games. And like I said, there might be some other games that might be just on par with them, or might be just as equally bad as them. But like I said, I try to focus the list as much as I can on like 5, maybe 6 games if I combine a couple of them. Number 5. Number 5 comes a game in which, even though I'm not a huge fan of, I was absolutely blown away, floored about how terrible this game was. That is WWE 2K20. What's this thing? What's this thing? Who approved this thing? Has anybody outside of like the ground level floor poor developers who were kicked in the stomach until they were forced to spit out something, did anybody outside of them play this thing? Because there's no way that management and, 2K games should have ever greenlit this thing. I get that, it's a sports franchise. They gotta put one out every fucking year, but what the fuck? No, I mean, seriously, this thing is a piece of shit. It was super buggy at launch, and it's so much so. Oh my god, I haven't seen something so underbaked. Actually, that's a lie. There are 4 other games this year that were even more underbaked than this one, but this one was just so doughy and raw in the middle. It was bad, and anybody who is a fan of the franchise just should be running around with pikes, ready to mount every management's head on them. Because this game is a travesty with its, lack of polish and its lack of, innovation and lack of, detail and everything. It didn't just stop there. Oh no. No. It wasn't just some big old pile of shit on the floor. Oh no. I had to take one more step forward. No, it also then had to continue onwards, be that pile of shit that got sucked up by the Roomba and then spread all over the fucking the floor. You come home and you're just fucking horrified. Yeah, because it's the only game that I know of that I remember hearing about. Maybe there was another one that I've totally fucking missed. I don't know. That had its own Y2K moment that actually came true. Not just a threat, but actually happened. happened. The game was inaccessible at New Year's. I mean, it's been since patched, but the fact that it existed and people are talking about it is just, holy crap. This is not a great way to start off the list. Oh my god. Number 4. Number 4 comes more 2K games bullshit. What the fuck was NBA 2K20? The NBA 2K franchise has been slowly declining. Where, yeah, it's still been offering up innovation and it's still been, offering, a lot of bang for your buck. It's been increasing the microtransactions and increasing the amount of just other dumb bullshit in the game besides, I don't know, fucking basketball.
Alright, man, here we go, man.
That it's turned me off. I'm not a basketball fan, but the moment that they added a pachinko machine to a basketball game, it was fucking game over, guys. And the fact that there are not more fans screaming about this, not just on the forums, but, I don't know, not buying the fucking thing, blows me away.
No, yes!
I'm not gonna look.
Yes!
You guys should be demanding innovation. And you guys should be demanding the fact that there should be less microtransactions and predatory bullshit in your games. It doesn't matter if it's free or not. The fact that it has fucking wheel spins and like Las Vegas casino style type shit in it is mind numbing. And there are people that defend this shit. No! You shouldn't be defending this. This is a bad game. It was bad at launch. The multiplayer experience was awful. Oh my god. No. And the other slew of problems that it had, because instead of focusing on the bugs and instead of focusing on the game that it should be polishing and putting out there, they decided to focus on all the fucking lights and gadgets on every damn wheel spin that you get. You should be upset about this. And if you're not, I don't know what to tell you. The fans should be demanding more. And the fact that they're not, and they're still lining the pockets of 2K, is the reason why nothing's ever gonna fucking change with this game. Number 3. Oh boy. This is the third? This is number 3. I'm exhausted. What's number 3 again? Oh, yeah. Number 3. Madden. And you know what? For that matter, every fucking EA Sports title this year. We're just gonna combine them all, okay? Because FIFA 20 and FIFA Legacy? What was it? Fucking Legacy? All of them belong together. FIFA has slowly been in decline for the last several years, just like 2K20's, basketball games have. And Madden has been on decline since, honestly, since Madden 08. It hasn't recovered since. It has slowly gotten worse and worse, and there is no... Madden 20 is the buggiest, shittiest, less innovative version of Madden that we have gotten to date.
Engage in the Pro Bowl, and yet that's what Madden really pushed this year, was the addition of the Pro Bowl. And while doing that, they maintained this level and type of gameplay. And when you go back and look at this from a football perspective, there's so many things that go wrong. There's so many things that aren't respected.
Madden 20 is an absolute travesty. There are bugs in it from Madden 15. There are people like Ryan Moody 21 who are finding the bugs that sit there and say things like Madden 19, it's in the game. There's already the running jokes that they just are reusing a bunch of shit and just slapping it together because there's just one studio that ELI was just kicking the stomach over and over again until it spits it out of the fucking sports game. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the lack of any kind of innovation, and I'm tired of the lack of polish, and I'm tired of Madden being the only game that I'm offered. I mean, not technically, but technically.
Into alignment, it's going to prevent his momentum from going forward. You should not have players gliding over each other. Now, if you want to say 34 couldn't make the tackle, that's okay. But you can't have a player levitating and then getting back up. More so when you have a player like number 34 or like number 33 coming in that can't do anything. I mean, 34 is in an animation right there as he hands out this play.
That is supposed to fuel my football desires, and it sucks. It sucks unless you like the fucking stupid Ultimate Team, which is still fucking absolutely absurd because instead of having everything carry over to the next game, they're like, no, let's start over fresh because we need all that fucking money. And don't get me started on FIFA because ever since the Ultimate Team became such a successful hit for Madden, it creeped into FIFA and turned a fucking franchise that was fantastic just 5 years ago into complete shit. It's time to stop, EA. I'm sick of your bullshit, okay? There are games that you've put out, or at least that you've got your fucking name on the box, that are actually good this year. But all that goodwill is completely fucking erased when you go ahead and you put out shit like this. I'm so sick of the laziness and the cash grabbiness. It needs to stop. And Madden fans and FIFA fans, you need to come together just like the 2K20 fans and stop buying the stupid thing. Actually, I have to say that the people in my area I'm actually proud of because I tried to rent Madden 20 to go ahead and do a review for it before I moved out here. And it was checked out for like the first 3 weeks it was out. I couldn't get a copy of it. So I'm proud of you guys because you didn't go out in there and buy it. But for the rest of you idiots, stop it.
This truck, those are things that maybe can happen on different skill settings, but you have to have a standard of gameplay where physics and players' bodies and momentum and weight are going to be respected. And I don't care if you put in the Pro Bowl or any other aspect of football in terms of what a game would or might be. You have to have fundamentals right. And Madden has proven over the course of many years they don't get their fundamentals right.
Number 2. Oh. What number are we on? Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Sadly, I don't want to say a toss-up because, to be real with you, one of them hurt my soul a lot more than the other did. Okay? Number 2, it's Anthem. Okay? Anthem. It's fucking sucked. Okay? Now, while Anthem was a game that I was really looking forward to, I mean, obviously everybody was. Who wasn't when they saw some of these trailers from E3?
Freelancer.
Praxley,
Listen, there's trouble. Big trouble.
what did you do?
I made a mistake.
It had this, they were absolutely gorgeous. They showed all these things, and a lot of us looked at each other and like, man, this can't be real. But each trailer came out, and each trailer looked better than the last. We're like, maybe it is real. Let's start pinching ourselves. And then suddenly, apparently, we pinched ourselves just a little too hard, and we woke up to remember the fucking nightmare we were living in. It was called 2019, and I kept asking myself while I was playing this game, what year is it? What year is it?
What year is it?
It was brand new.
No. What year is it?
Because honestly, I don't understand for the life of me what the hell happened. I mean, I know what happened. thanks to Jason Schreier and his immense amount of ability to go ahead and keep getting down to the truth as this investigative journalist, basically finding out what happened to certain titles and studios and whatnot. But where was EA for all this? Were they asleep at the wheel? EA's number one issue, other than wanting to monetize everything so they can continue to increase their $800 billion fucking annually pile of cash, is the fact that for whatever reason they like to micromanage all the wrong fucking things. I have EA who will sit there and close down a studio like Visceral Games, but yet they'll continue, pushing dice, and like, not to reference this again, but once again, kicking that studio in the stomach until it spits out either another Star Wars Battlefront game or another Battlefield game before it's way too fucking early. That's the reason why we've gotten, the overly monetized Battlefront 2 and the underdeveloped Battlefield 5. But then you've also got this crap. BioWare is a franchise that, you look back on the last decade, and in the first half of the decade, man, there are some memorable games from them. Games that people will sit there and vouch for and fight for. Alright? Games that, even though it technically came out the end of the previous decade, Dragon Age Origins came out in, 2009, if I do remember straight. And then you had Mass Effect 2, which is one of the greatest games of, of the decade. And, definitely like a top 100 game of all time. It definitely could be a case for it. It had Dragon Age Inquisition. It had Mass Effect 3 was an amazing time. I was just talking with people on Reddit the other day about how amazing that multiplayer was. And so, to have that studio be remembered for the last two games, rather than most of those other games, over this last decade with Mass Effect Andromeda, which sucked the life out of a lot of us, because even still, it's not great. It's an alright game. You can even consider it to be good now with the patches, but even then, it's like no better than a 7 out of 10 from me. So to go ahead and have something that's like a 10 out of 10 with Mass Effect 2, and then have that stinker on Andromeda with a 7 out of 10, you're like, ew. Alright, and then to cap it off with Anthem. And I did a 40-minute video, and I still think it's one of my better videos. That is linked down below if you want to sit there and check it out. Alright? This game hurt my soul. It really did. This game was bland. It was boring. The mission design was so repetitive, it made base Destiny 1 look like Mass Effect 2. I mean, what the hell? You guys really dropped the ball on this one. And I'm not talking about the devs. I'm not talking about the floor level devs, the ones that get beat down and are hammered. I'm talking about management. I'm talking about the people who were supposed to be in charge of that building. The Casey Hudsons and whoever the hell's left. Honestly, there's so many names that have left the building. I don't even know who works there anymore. I don't even think anybody works there anymore. I think it's like the janitor and like two other people named Tom and Jill, okay, who are just trying to put these things together. And where's EA in all this? That's what I was starting to say in the beginning. EA, with all the micromanaging, this is the one time that maybe a little micromanaging would have been nice. To look at the product and go, holy shit, that's no good. That can't go to the public. And instead you said, nope, you pushed back enough, push it out anyways. Why would you do that to your own brand? And then I realized who I'm talking about. It's fucking EA. No, this game was so bad. And the only reason why it's not number one on my list is because while it mostly was bland and boring, I'm not gonna lie, the combat was actually good. For all the bugs and the loading screens and the other just dumb decisions that were made by upper management to include in a game and make it feel like something from 2014 rather than something from 2019, the combat was still fun, and that was the only part of the loop, because it wasn't the loop. It wasn't the loop to keep you in the loop. No. It was just the combat. But that gets stale after a while. Running the same mission over and over and over and over again. Combat isn't going to save it.
The heroes who leave the safety of the walls of Fort Tarsus to explore the unknown and protect humanity. Let's join 2 players as they head out on an expedition.
Hey, Paul. You ready to go?
I'm just grabbing some supplies. Just about ready.
What are you going to use today?
I decided to go with the Colossus.
I'm going to use my Ranger. Try out some new upgrades.
And number 1, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which apparently is my fucking breaking point, because this game was the bugginess and was the unpolished turd that WWE 2K20 was, while giving us the bland, repetitive gameplay and the stale loops of Anthem, and then like put it on fucking steroids. What the hell was this, Ubisoft? In the beginning of the year, you got nothing but praise because you guys actually did a good job. While Far Cry New Dawn got its moments of being this boring fucking game because you have a map way too fucking big for the amount of actual gameplay you have in it. This game has shown how the cookie cutter like experience is not going to work with every game. There are obviously clearly some talented devs that work at Ubisoft, and there are a million fucking studios that they have. However, they don't let them actually, I don't know, utilize their talent. Instead, they give them this fucking blueprint and say, hey, it needs to be like this game, it needs to be like that game, and it just makes it this cookie cutter. That's why, to me, Odyssey sucked. Odyssey sucked, guys. I don't know why there's still so many people praising and talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey like it was an amazing game. It wasn't. It sucked. It was this ginormous, huge, open world map that while you could sit there and unlock, fast travel points, to explore the map took you fucking forever, and it was boring and drab, and the game was filled with fucking fetch quests. You're supposed to be a legendary Spartan, and yet for some reason they went ahead and decided to put in a bunch of fetch quests. And this game embodies all the worst aspects of Odyssey and just cranks it up with the fact that it is so buggy and awful to the storytelling, and it's set pieces. It's set pieces that even fucking work. They were so freaking buggy that none of it worked. It was just all a bunch of random ingredients just fucking mixed into a pot. And Breakpoint was so bad it made Wildlands look like a fucking bona fide masterpiece. Okay, and I mean, I get that some people liked Wildlands. They had their issues with it. A lot of the same issues everyone's had with Ubisoft games lately: the big open maps and the lack of good loot, yada yada yada. But holy shit, like Breakpoint was like a year away from being finished. Not even the Punisher could save this game. You have such a great talent in John, you didn't even utilize him right. It's the biggest flop with having such a great talent. We haven't seen one since, honestly, Kevin Spacey was in Call of Duty. What was that, back in 2014? Just fucking no. Okay, time out bad. Actually, now that I think about Chris Maloney, Chris Maloney I think was actually a little bit better in Black Ops 3, but holy hell, this game was so bad, and it hurt I know I said it was all these games, but it's true, it hurt my soul. Okay, these are the reasons why, gaming sometimes sucks, and while playing certain things suck, because they are just a drain on you mentally. I haven't even talked about the microtransactions. There are microtransactions in this game, boosters to help you get through the game. Now, people were mad about the boosters in Wolfenstein Youngblood, and the boosters were bought with only in-game currency. they weren't microtransactions, or at least they weren't when I played the game. I don't know if it's changed since. It's been a little while since I played it. People were mad about the in-game currency boosters, okay? Which I never used one time. I got up to like level fucking 48 or something like that. Now, it might even been more than that, to be honest with you. I don't remember. It has been a while, but I still completed the game and was pretty high leveled up without ever touching a booster. This game has you skipping entire sections of the game. This game, and I mean, they've taken some of the microtransactions out, and they remove some things and put some things back, but just the game has so many microtransactions, it would make Odyssey blush. I didn't get a chance to sit there and review the game, and it would have been a great game to put in my 5-minute reviews, but honestly, I just didn't care. This is how bad this game was. I didn't even save any footage of it. I didn't do anything with it. It's just, this game honestly makes Anthem look like a fucking 7 out of 10. You know, just based on the story and the gameplay alone. This game, like I said, this game was so far from being ready, and the fact that Ubisoft pushed it out, and whoever was upper management was like, yeah, this is good, is concerning. So much so that Ubisoft basically has kind of halted progress on some of the other games, you know, we're even pushed back release dates and stuff like that, and that's crazy. Like I said, considering like the first couple of games that came out for Ubisoft this year were actually fairly solid. The Division 2 and Far Cry New Dawn were pretty good games that I gave pretty good scores to and I reviewed earlier this year. And so to get this stinker, I mean, this is the very equivalent of you handing somebody $6 for them to fucking show their ass and take a shit on your carpet and then make you clean it up. And to this day, I mean, obviously I think the game's only out since like October, but the poor studio, the poor devs are still wiping it up, and I don't think it's ever going to be worth a damn. And it's too bad, because like I said, I know there's a lot of talented people that obviously work at Ubisoft. I know some of the devs from other studios that have gone to Ubisoft that, I don't know obviously which team they're with, because like I said, there's multiple teams, but I always worry about their talents being wasted because I've seen other stuff that they've done, and I'm like, unless Ubisoft breaks that cookie-cutter mold, they're never going to utilize the people that they bring on. And it blows me away. Not every game needs to be this ginormous fuck-all for a game. It just doesn't. If you're going to have all this space, you have to fill it with interesting things, and I haven't seen an Ubisoft game do that in forever. And honestly, this game was exhausting. It's so much so, I didn't even play it all the way through. Like I said, I didn't save the footage. And I watched some other people play it, and that was exhausting. Just watching other people play it was exhausting. This game is easily my most hated game of 2019. Hands down. Oh. Well, I guess that's it for me, guys. I think I'm just going to lay here in a ball in the fetal position for a little while. Oh. After all that good that happened in 2019, these games, even though I realized that it's not fully just 5 games, these games exhausted me, and I don't even want to think about them anymore. I need 2020 to be better. I can't have this garbage come out. Anyways, I'm excited still for 2020, but I need a nice long nap and hibernation before we get back into it. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next On the Shelf. Bye, guys.